Welcome back, welcome back. Well, who would have guessed it? The British TV programme about ballroom dancing would have swept the world. Yes, swept the world. Strictly Come Dancing was launched 6 years ago and involved professional dancers teaming up with celebrities. Became one of the world's top-selling programme formats all over the world, shown in almost 40 countries, mostly under the name Dancing with the Stars. One man who's been there since it all began is dancer Brendan Cole. He's about to set off on his own. It's his own show around the UK called Brendan Cole Live and Unjudged. And this is the sort of thing that he's going to be up to, we predict. And there it is, the traditional form of dancing, brought back in a big way, a modern triumph 6 years ago and so on. I mean, did you think it would take off in the way it did?
I don't think anybody did. It's kind of crazy to think ballroom dancing, the thing that, you know, has a very different image in the public, especially 6 years ago before Strictly started. Nobody thought it would be as big or as popular as it's been. And I think one thing I've noticed is it's very much brought families together on a Saturday night. You know, your kids watch it, you watch it, and your parents probably watch it, and all that kind of thing. So it's a lovely family show, and it's become this phenomenon around the world. It's quite exciting to be a part of it.
Yeah, it's incredible. Why do you think it took off in the way it did? I mean, partially, it must have been the new things that you did with the show, I suppose, in part.
I think people have an image of ballroom dancing, certainly before the show started, of sort of like, you know, a tea dance with a bunch of, you know, let's say pensioners just toppling around the floor. But in the competitive world, it's a lot more exciting. That is a big competitive element, and that's certainly what got me into it in the first place. I love the competing. I hated ballroom dancing, you know, when I was 7 years old, couldn't stand it. But the competitive attitude. Then the show comes along, and there's a grip there, because you're watching it, people that you recognise off the television, putting themselves through the paces and going through this emotional as well as physical journey through the series of, you know, 10, 12, 14 weeks, and it's excitement. I don't know what's gripped the nation about it, but it is quite something to watch. I love watching it as a spectator as well as being in it. And
in fact, indeed, people love watching it, and they do catch, I mean, the actual sex appeal, the love and romance in the air and so on. Chemistry. That's basic, isn't it?
Chemistry. Two people get together and they spend a lot of time together, you know, 4 or 5 hours a day for, you know, up to 4 months. You know, you're gonna have arguments. It's like a marriage. You're gonna have an argument. You're gonna have laughter. You're gonna have all those emotions that you have in everyday life. And I think that's what's so gripping about it, is you're watching people going through something. I know it's a reality TV show and it's an entertainment program. At the end of the day, it's still a journey, and it's still very much what we all do as people, converse, you know, cohabit almost through this experience played out in front of the nation. It's quite something.
Yeah, and you've seen, while you've been rehearsing and dancing, you've seen people beginning to fall for one another.
Oh, definitely.
In a romantic way, have you?
It's something else. Yeah, it's always going to happen. You know, you're not going to get along with everybody, but then occasionally you're going to meet someone you think, do you know, they're a lovely person. And if you're single at the time and you're attracted to one another, you know, it is going to happen. It's happened on a few series of Strictly, and it's happened throughout the world. On the, you know, like you mentioned, there's 40 different countries that have it now, and I see it time and time again. I think, you know, it's bound to happen in that kind of close, intimate relationship. Yes, you're working together, but you're also very much hand on hand and going through this very intimate thing that nobody else is doing at the same time. Just you and your partner.
Just one-on-one.
Yeah.
That's the whole key to it.
Yeah, definitely.
And what happens to the poor people out there who can't dance? I mean, that's a bit sad, isn't it?
It's a shame, isn't it? Eh? They get the wrath of their dance teacher, I suppose. It's a funny one, because I've had some great partners, and I've had some partners that I've got along well with, but they haven't been able to dance. Jo Wood, for example, last year, she wasn't the best dancer in the world, but we had a fantastic time because the chemistry was right. You know, we enjoyed each other's company, and so you don't really mind so much if the chemistry's right. But if you get somebody that you don't really get along with and the dancing's rubbish, I tell you, you're in for a program. And I suppose that's what makes the program so exciting to watch.
I suppose that is
the dimension,
sort of surprise coming along, and so on and so forth. And so, is there one dance that means love and romance? Let's face the music and dance and all that stuff more than any other to you?
There's a couple that, well, to me, my favourite is actually the waltz. It's got a beauty, it's got a magic, and when you get the right piece of music to the right with the right partner, and you've got two people floating around the room together, this lilting action, it rises, it falls, there's sway, and you've got a beauty that's happening without words, just two people going through this experience, this beautiful piece of music. That's what does it for me. And you know, when it's right, nothing else matters. It's spot on.
Just spot on. And that's the magic of it all.
That's the magic.
Yeah. Well, I hope the magic keeps on going for you as you tour the world.
Exactly. Well,
good luck with the tour, by the way.
Thank you very much.
I mean, it is really exciting that you're going to be doing what we've just been talking about to people in different parts. We're
concentrating on the UK. We did the first part of the tour back in December and January, and we're lucky enough to be able to do it again and get round to Scotland and Ireland this time, as well as the rest of England. And it's just the most exciting thing I've ever done, being on stage, having people come along to watch you perform those magic moments. And you know, it was quite difficult because with the diverse people of Strictly that watch Strictly, you've got the young, you've got the old. Yeah, I had to make a show that fitted everybody, and getting the right mix was difficult. But I think I've done it. You know, there's the ballroom aspect, but there's also the exciting, more unjudged style of the Latin, and very exciting.
And you like to get the audience as involved as possible. Well,
when setting out the show, when putting it together, that was my main aim, is to have that interaction with the audience, which you don't have on Strictly. You know, you're on camera, and that's what you do. But within your own show, when you're touring these theatres, you're very close. You know, the front row is 2 meters away from you, and I wanted to get them involved. So there's a bit in the show where I get everybody up and they try a little bit of a dance with us, just very basic, nothing major, no lifts or anything like that. And then there's a bit of question and answer. It's a very interactive show, and that's what I have found is the best part of the show, because you're reacting, you're getting reaction. If you're good, they are good, and if you are having a fantastic night, you feel it from the crowd. You've got the big band behind you. I can't explain the feeling. It's phenomenal. I can't wait to get back out there.
Well, right, you make it sound very contagious indeed, and good luck with this tour. And
thank you very much.
I bet you'll have place after place added to your tour.
Absolutely.
Congratulations, good luck, and may the magic continue for long into the future.
Thank you very much.
Brendan Cole there, whom I spoke to a little earlier. After the break, how can your voice best be heard? We discuss the merits of different systems of voting from all over the world.